Hello and welcome to another daily market reading. Today I'm on Bitcoin, I'm on the 8-hour time frame, and to be fair, just now at the time of me making this video, we're getting a bit of a move up, which is not a crazy move up, but the analysis still has not changed since yesterday. So instead of going over the exact same things, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a really clear and visual map of where you need to be looking, where I'm going to be looking for long positions, where I'm going to be looking for short positions, and my reasoning behind that. Okay, so first things first, let's start off on the daily time frame, and I'm going to turn on the indicator, the RSI, our smart oscillator. We can see one thing, that on the daily time frame we're nearly oversold, okay, which means that we could start seeing potentially a bit of a move up. We haven't fully managed to go test the previous low, okay, which as we move down the time frames, I'm going to tell you why this specific point, which I'm going to trace right there, that's going to be quite an interesting point, which is roughly 74,800, okay. Another reason why that point is quite interesting is if I zoom out and I use the fixed range volume profile, I'm going to trace it of this whole entire thing. We can see exactly, that's quite funny, the value area high is sitting exactly on this previous low, which is also where we had this resistance there. Okay, so that is going to be quite an interesting point for the reasons I have just given you. Okay, having said that, I'm going to delete this. I've said what I wanted to say. You've seen what I wanted to say. So just purely looking at this, where would I say a long position would be good? Along this area, maybe if I even move it a little bit more down, something like that is going to be my ideal long position. Now, one thing worth noting, I'm going to turn on our indicators, which by the way you can use for free. You can get for free actually, and they are pretty cool. They're pretty good. I've just turned on the one that's going to tell me where the order blocks are. I have an 8-hour order block sitting basically exactly where I have drawn this rectangle thing, okay? There's an 8-hour order block just below this recent low, just where we have the value area high, okay? And where this used to be a resistance, okay? So would it make sense for the price to go there? Yes. Is it going to be a high reaction zone? I mean, by the looks of it, this is not a 5-minute order block, it's a 8-hour order block. That's quite a big thing, okay? Another thing worth noting, that on the 8-hour time frame, the oscillator was heavily oversold, and it looks like we are starting to have a bit of a move up, okay? Now, having said that, let's zoom in a little bit more, and then now we can kind of see how we actually start to create a bit of a pattern, okay? We start to have support, resistance, support, resistance, which we broke, turn into a support, and now we could be going to test potentially. I'm thinking my prediction is going to be around this area, and I'm going to tell you why. I would not mind a slight deviation to the top side of this channel to then get a test back here, okay? Now, as we can see even more, we have got a 4-hour order block just there, okay? So, which we haven't tested yet, actually, by the way. So, would it make sense for the price of Bitcoin to go down here and get a reaction? Yes. Why? Because we have got an 8-hour order block. We have got a 4-hour order block. It was a previous support and a previous resistance, and we would be going below this recent low, grabbing some liquidity, these two recent lows, because yes, okay, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see even nicer, and I'm going to trace two lines. This is the recent, well, this was the low, and this other one did not go below it, okay? So we've actually got two liquidity points sitting very nicely there, okay? And also, like I said, it's the value area high, okay? So it's a high reaction zone. So having said that, I'm gonna write ideal, maybe I'm gonna make it in capitals. Now, another thing worth noting, okay? I'm now gonna turn on our smart trend which is the biggest, strongest, most robust indicator that we have created. It's a tweaked out and really good exponential moving average. One thing worth noting is actually, okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, the smart trend is red, okay, it's purple. What does purple mean? Purple means that you should be prioritizing short positions, okay? And not too long ago, I was actually starting to predict, we might be starting to create a purple smart trend on the 4 hour time frame. That actually has not happened yet, okay? So I was going to tell you that it's risky to try look for a long position here. No, not really. I mean, on the 4 hour time frame at least, it doesn't look too risky, okay? So having said that, we might get a move back up here. Back up to where, you ask? Well, let me show you. We can see this gray line, okay, this gray line going along here. That is an exponential moving average of 50 time frames, which we were respecting very nicely. We were getting really nice moves until we broke it aggressively, okay? Now, this exponential moving average is sitting very nicely with what was a previous support, which we have now broken, which has now turned into a resistance, and also a strong fair value gap. What is a fair value gap? It's a price imbalance, okay? We have got, if we look, a 4 hour gap engulfing an 8 hour gap, which is this red one that you can see here, okay? And the exponential moving average around there. So depending on what the different time frames are looking like, this could be quite a nice reaction zone. That could be quite a nice place for us to look for a short position. I'm also going to trace a Fibonacci retracement from this top down to the bottom, assuming that the price doesn't go down more, okay? We can see the 0.5 level is sitting exactly where the 8 hour exponential moving average is, where the 4 and the 8 hour gap is, and it's like a really nice sandwich. We've got the 0.618 level just above these levels that I've just said, which is also where the previous support is, which is now turned into a resistance. And on top of that, we've got an 8 hour gap just above all of this, okay? So this whole area has got a bunch of things all in the same place, okay, which are screaming, don't look for a long position here. If we make it to this area, I don't know if it's today, don't know if it's tomorrow, I don't know when, but if we do get a move up here, that's going to be quite a nice place for us to look for a short position. Now, where are we going to look for a short? This is the first one, okay? And I've actually just remembered, short number 1. And then I'm maybe going to move this a bit more to the right. And then where's the second one going to be? The second one's going to be around there. I'm actually going to do something so that it's even more visual and it's even nicer. First short position is going to be around, this is not the exact price, okay? This is, I don't want you to set your limit order exactly at this price target, okay? This is around between 78,500. That's the first place where we could attempt a short position. And then it depends what your trading style is. If the price carries on going up, if you want to average out trades, or if you want to just have your stop loss hit, fine. And then this is going to be our second price target, one at 78,500, the second one at 79,500. Now, another reason why these points are quite interesting, let's go on BTC1, which is going to be the CME futures, okay? We can see we've left a gap, which ends, it ends at 79,200, and we've got a gap between 78,300 and 79,200, which magic, it is basically in between these two areas, okay? So we can see this whole point, it's quite likely that we go to test this area. Okay, another reason is, you know, because we broke this support and we haven't had a retest yet. Okay, we haven't had a retest, so it would make sense for us to get a quick retest. Where is this retest? Exactly where I was saying. Okay, then I'm going to do the exact same thing, a little price tag thing for you around there, and I'm going to make it green because that's for a long position. 75,000, 74,007, between 75,000, okay, and 74,500. These two, this is the range. Hold on, I'm gonna make it really nice for you to see, okay? This is the range where I want to look for a long position, okay? I hope this is nice and, you know, visual for you so that you can see it very nicely. I think this is what I'm going to start doing for my future videos when I have really key levels like this, okay? And then now I'm going to zoom in into the 2 hour time frame, even the 1 hour time frame, okay? Because, well, actually no, the two hours is fine. We can see something here, which is we've been really not volatile. We have not been moving. This was during the weekend. We were going sideways. We broke it, and then all of yesterday and all of today, man, we've been doing nothing. We've just been going sideways. It's been very boring. Now, we've just recently had a bit of a move up. Yes, very, very nice. Up until where? Up until we tested these previous lows, okay, which is this line that I've drawn out. I've extended it towards the right, and also by magic, I think if I go on the 1 hour time frame, you could see it even better. Yeah, okay. It's basically where we had the 2 hour gray line, which is the exponential moving average. We're overbought on the 2 hour time frame. It looks like we could get a bit of a move down, okay? That's more of a scalping sort of trade. I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I want this video to stay relevant. These bigger picture, these bigger numbers, they make more sense to share in this video rather than a little scalping trade. Let's move on to Ethereum really quickly. Start on the daily time frame. Don't really need these, okay? And well, I don't need them for now. Let's have a look what we can see here. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a whole Fibonacci retracement from this bottom, click it once, all the way to the top, click it twice, and we can see we're currently trading in a very important level, which is going to be the 0.618 level. Now, why is it important? Because we came crashing down, we did not close a single candle below the 0.618 level. In fact, we're starting to get a bit of a move up. Cool. What else can we see? We can see we have got a little bit of red money flow, which is what we want to see. This is a pro tip for you guys. If you are using our indicators, which you can, by the way, get for free, if you are oversold, you've got a tiny bit of red money flow and you're on a key level, it's a really good place for you to try long. And vice versa, if you are overbought, you're in a key level and you've got a little bit of green money flow, it's a really good place for you to look for a short position, okay? This is on the daily time frame, which means that we could be expecting some moves up. Now let's zoom in to the 8 hour time frame and let's turn on our indicators, making it nice and easy. Very readable, very nice. What can we expect? Hold on, let me delete this. I'm gonna now trace a Fibonacci retracement, okay, from this whole impulsive face down, which is from the top there, down to the bottom there. Right, very similar thing to Bitcoin, okay? We've got an 8 hour order block just below where we recently went, okay? We've got these recent lows, which is where we have an order block. It would make sense for us to go hit it and then get a move back up, okay? Now, another thing worth noting, we've got a strong fair value gap. Same thing as Bitcoin, a 4 hour gap that's engulfing an 8 hour gap. The 8 hour exponential moving average, this gray line, is coming exactly around this price target, okay? So where are we going to be looking for a short position around this gap. Okay, now this is where I got a bit confused before. Ethereum, the smart trend is red in every single time frame, which means that we shouldn't really be looking for longs, we should be looking for short positions. Okay, Ethereum is screaming, I am going down. Any pullback that I get is a good place for us to go short. So I'm not going to try guess if this is the bottom or not, because one thing also worth noting is that the same way that I said a bit of green money flow is lovely, a lot of red money flow usually means there is still a bit of room for the price to go down. Okay, there's the move has not finished yet. It's been a very aggressive move. There's still room for it to move. Okay, so I'm not going to try go long on Ethereum. What I am going to try and do is, this is going to be a first quite interesting point. A second point, which is going to be looking quite interesting as well, is going to be a retest to this previous support, which we broke, turned into a resistance. Why is this resistance good as well? Because using a bit of prediction skills, we can see first off is a 0.618 level. We have got, I don't know if you can see, a 8-hour gap inside that, and the smart trend is coming on closely. Okay, so if for whatever reason the price ignored this gray line, which is an EMA, we would then be looking to hit for a test on the smart trend. Okay, a test on the smart trend. I'll obviously make a video as the days go on and we will see, but just to make it really nice, really clear, really visual, really lovely for you, this is going to be my 2 price targets for Ethereum, so that it's even better for you. There we go. I don't think I could have left it any nicer, any clearer than that. Okay, having said that, final thing I'm also going to show you, we've got a gap, okay, which by the way, worth noting, okay, on the daily time frame on Ethereum, we left a gap right there on the 8th of April. We've gone up, and over a month after, we've just gone and cleared it 2 days ago, okay, which is to show you CME futures gap always get filled. Okay, they always get filled. So we left another gap here, same thing as Bitcoin, between 2,220 and 2,180. So let's go back. I basically said, right, exactly the same thing. We've got a gap all in this area on the CME futures, okay? We've got a gap going on here, which is engulfing these 2 price targets that I was giving you. Okay, that's my point of view. That's what I think is going to happen. These are my targets for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. Having said that, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another daily market reading. Make sure also to leave a like, subscribe, and also my name is Jay. If you've got any questions, any issues, drop a comment below. That's what I'm also here for. I'm also here to give you advice and help wherever I can. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow.